It all started in the 1950s when a few scientists decided to see what else could be done with a television monitor. Their pioneering experiments gave birth to the video game. Electronics nerds and computer geeks in labs and universities continued the hobby of creating and playing video games through the 1960s. But it was when the personal computer came to be widely available in the 1970s that there was born the video game industry. Soon came home consoles, video arcades, and a cultural craze for the new technology that turned those pioneering nerds and geeks into millionaires and moguls. By the mid-1980s, the market had become so saturated with video game titles and products, many of poor quality, that the North American video game industry collapsed. Enter the land of the rising sun. Led by Nintendo, Japan, the second largest video game market, took over, and home video game sales found new heights through the 90s. Arcades began to die out due to the enhanced graphic and sound capabilities found on next-generation home consoles and computers. In fact, video games became a major part of the growth of CPU development, as faster processors were needed for gaming applications. The growing video game market was expanding so fast that it actually threatened the personal computer market, forcing the leading PC maker to enter the video game console industry. And before you could say Xbox, the Americans were back in the game. The video game industry, now known as the interactive industry, is bigger than ever, with a more diverse demographic than ever, and still with the potential for growth.
The video game industry is a $40 billion business in 2008, and $22 billion of those sales were from the United States. Sales of games alone comprise $10 billion of that total in the United States, which is $500 million more than what Americans spent on movie tickets.
Peter Schwartz is a sports business writer for Forbes magazine, and he's been watching as the lucrative trends in the interactive industry reach a new level and face off against the prospect of negative growth in a recession.
I wouldn't say the video game industry is recession-proof, but it is insulated some against recessions. As we saw during the 2008 holiday season, the video game industry still sold $6 billion worth of games and consoles, which comprise 27% of their business. So now they're in a situation where they think the credit crisis is really going to hit them in 2009. Throughout 2007, the industry saw 43% growth, whereas in 2008 it was down to 23%. So the question is, in 2009, how much more that growth is going to be cut.
And that's really the crux of the matter at hand. How susceptible is this industry to hard economic times? We can't look back to the Great Depression for this one. Is this possibly where people may spend their limited entertainment dollars? We certainly haven't seen the end of the interactive industry, but for some companies, it is inevitably game over.